Hi, I'm Holly DeKarske, and I am the Director of Downtown Development for the Easton Economic Development Corp. I moved here from Lidditz, Pennsylvania, and with my daughter who's 10, and we moved here in June of last year. And like a lot of people, as we went through the COVID vacuum of just all of that, and you sort of rethink your locations, your life choices, and whatever you want to do. And we have always spent our weekends traveling down to the Eastern Shore, hitting, not just Easton, but other places here as well. And it's just someplace we knew that eventually we'd always want to live. I had started to look for jobs and economic jobs and Main Street jobs in general. There aren't a ton of them. They don't pop up very often. And there happened to be this one. And I have a long history in both real estate development, economic development, and Main Street management. So it seemed like a good opportunity, and so I applied, and we are here. I mean, I interviewed for this job, and I was accepted somewhere end of March, beginning of April. And we obviously had to find a place to live here, and I was open to buying something, renting something, whatever. And so we started to look. I actually had a real estate agent who's fabulous, and she was helping me look for either thing. And she also helps to manage some rentals and has some rentals of her own. And it was, we moved in June 22nd because that was the soonest we could move in. They're gonna list that property for sale this like late spring, early summer. They let me know, did all the legal things you have to do to tell me about that. And of course, obviously I was offered the chance to buy it, and it is an incredible home. So when it comes up, if y'all wanna look at it, you should, but it is unfortunately just out of my price range. And I'm not saying that it's super expensive, it's just not within my scheme of what I can do. And so I've been looking for something else, again, to rent or to buy. And as challenging as it was, 8-9 months ago, it has gotten progressively worse. And that is not a problem unique to Easton. I mean, it is a problem everywhere. So I can't find anything. I mean, there are some things. People love to tell me what's for sale, love to tell me what's for rent, which I already know about because I'm working with someone to help me with that. And it's generally out of my price range. And I can tell you the rent that I pay now is, while it was probably right on the border of sort of that market rate when I moved in, that market rate has really adjusted. And so honestly, they could be getting easily $500 more, $5 to $7. Based on what I'm paying now, more than what I'm paying now. So, and that's just not in the world of things that I can do. And I believe that I make a salary that should be able to maintain myself and my daughter. Like, it's not a matter of, that, it's just finding something. There's several developers that are working on things, but if they don't have a shovel in the ground yet, they're gonna take some time to happen. And there are some that are being finished up. Can only imagine the waiting lists are really long. I mean, there is, obviously there are laws and things around the rental, and if you are living in a rental that they want to sell, they have to give you the time frame and they have to offer it to you first. And my landlord has been awesome to work with and has done all of those things. And so I need to vacate by the end of June. One of my things I thought, if we have to, instead of being in a house, we can, we'll go find a 2-bedroom apartment, and we can do that for 6 months or a year or whatever until maybe the market develops more inventory or something. And there's wait lists, like long wait lists, and most, and I don't think anyone who hasn't had to do this doesn't understand, but like in an apartment complex, the majority of units are 1-bedroom units. So if you need 2 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms, it's even more limited to find something. There are a lot of people who went through the pandemic who were landlords, who dealt with the issues of maybe, they were holding off on, couldn't pay rent. Either you lost your job and you couldn't pay rent. There were a lot of government mandates that came out about rent and evictions and everything. And so while having investment properties and having rentals can be a great source of income and a great business to be in, as many people, no matter what business you owned, you went through the pandemic and you were like, maybe this isn't for me anymore. It's time to get out. And now with for the rental housing market, with the way the rates are, it's a great time to sell because you are going to get a really good price. And the prices are dramatically higher than what they've been before. So you're taking away rental stock. You're creating more home ownership, which is great, but there's a certain level that can't even afford to be in that. And so where do those people